Morning all. Morning. Hope you are well. Let me know in the chat if I'm coming through okay before I get started. I think I am. Let's check if this is getting recorded. Yep. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat if I'm coming through. Quick yes or no. Yeah, thanks, Silver. I appreciate that. Right, okay. Well, let's talk about it, shall we? Obviously, it's a very strange situation right now. Nothing that I've ever personally experienced in my trading career. Obviously, we didn't want that stuff to happen. It doesn't really feel right. Streaming yesterday, it didn't feel right. It doesn't feel right today, but, we have to get on with our jobs, I guess, and we're hoping this situation de-escalates, but there's nothing really much to say. Amir, if you're watching this on catch up, hope everything is fine with your relatives, but not a very nice situation at all. So, we'll just have to plug on and hope everything's okay. We have to continue with our jobs. But yeah, just something, I don't know whether you guys are the same, but something, about me just doesn't feel quite right about it. Talking about, how we make money in this kind of situation. But again, we have to get on with our jobs. So let's get into it. Let's get into the markets. Now, there was sanctions placed yesterday. This is obviously a fundamental driven market right now. Whether that, I don't really want to comment too much on it. We'll see what happens with that situation as we go along. I'm just going to talk about the technicals today and go in what I'm seeing. So we had a decent rejection yesterday on account of that. Could we be getting our ABC? Potentially high volume here. Obviously, on a day like yesterday, we are getting high volume here. And maybe we're at the end of the drop, possibly. It could be the completion of our ABC. Now, if we go back to the weekly chart, okay, we've had a decent drop here. Not as quite as extensive as we had during the COVID era, or the COVID drop, let's call it. But we have had a I don't want to call it a healthy pullback. This is why it's quite strange today. But from a technical perspective, it could be quite a healthy reset of this SPX, okay? In which case, if we are getting C wave here at daily, it might not look bad for the, a push up in this SPX market. Remember, technical analysis is that everything that is known in the market right now, we know what we're talking about, is reflected in current price. Have we priced it all in now? It has been quite an extensive drop, potentially. I'm not going to call a change in trend. It'll be interesting to see what happens today. Obviously we know what's driving this market, but maybe we could see a little bit of push on account of those sanctions. But let's wait and see. What I can say from a technical perspective is that maybe we have created C wave. Maybe we are at the end of this drop in the stock market. So yeah, I think it's still risk off. Obviously, it's risk off, but we might see potential pullback. It doesn't have to be an ABC. We could get, continuation of this channel. It could turn into the descending channel and continue, DE, etc., essentially making our descending channel. But it's certainly a bullish bar. That's what I'll say with the SPX. If we look at the dollar, the dollar is quite strong. Dollar is quite strong. We broke in through this area. We did have a push through, slight rejection just above these highs. From a technical perspective, again, looked a little bit climactic on a personal break, on a break of these highs. So I would say we're in pullback mode. It does look like we're in pullback mode. For continuation of the dollar would make sense to me. Maybe a 20-period catch-up, but we are in pullback at the moment. We think about where this move has come from, down here. We're roughly at that 50% now. It would probably need to turn into a complex for me to like it a little bit better, or we get a deeper pullback considering how these candles are. So we're getting roughly a little bit of a reaction around this 50. Again, we don't know whether this market, because I don't have past experience of how it works and how it moves, we could be getting a reactionary support, maybe algo trading off this 50% level for movement back to the upside. Dollar longs still do make sense. But for me, from a technical perspective, maybe we look at a complex 20-period catch-up before continuation in that dollar. But I do think dollar strength makes sense. It doesn't look like a massive rejection. It's still a bullish bar. Yeah, I could see dollar upside. I could see dollar upside. Okay, let's look at the watch list today. Not many on it. Pound Aussie was one of them for me. I think it's breaking through. It might be breaking through a bit too extensively. We're underneath this 200 on the daily. Now remember, this is a daily chart. So this is our higher time frame confluence from a 30-minute trading time frame. So this is okay for me because I like the fact that we are now closing. We tagged the 200 yesterday. Obviously a bearish bar yesterday, kind of retesting this area. And looks like we're moving down. 4 hour is okay. We've had a pullback to that area. Do I think we're selling at the wrong time? Not just yet. It's not massively extended just yet. And it actually looks okay. You know, from here, pull back to that 20, pushing through this area now and coming down. Setup is coming on this 30-minute. 30-minute here, cut with handle, push through. I don't know whether this has gone too much or this falls back, but essentially I'm looking for a retest of this area before continuation to the downside on Pound Aussie. Aussie Swiss. Aussie Swiss on this daily. There is a setup here, which is not bad. You know, we've got a cut with handle, potential head and shoulders here, outside bullish engulfer. We had a fake out. Yesterday, we've had our high volume hammer day on that 20, and we're started off quite well today. So if we close exactly like we closed today, I know it's Friday today, but it's potentially a trade there for Monday. It's not quite ready yet for me. We will get our kind of quasi-rising 3. The volume signature isn't quite right, but it is an igniting pattern. And it actually doesn't look too bad. You know, ABC, if we are getting that ABC on the SPX, you'd expect a little bit of push in that markets to affect that Aussie dollar, weaken off that Swiss. So this is actually okay. Aussie dollar potential upsides on a break of this level for possibly a Monday trade. And the only other one on the basket today is USD Yen. USD Yen daily chart. Here, currently setting up, we have our V reversal. Pullback. I mean, this is actually, could we call that an aggressive entry? I mean, I know we like ones better that are kind of the third, I guess, here, but we don't know that yet. We think it is, but what's the risk reward on that? I mean, it is quite a large candle. This is something that we haven't thought about within our aggressive strategy. Is this risk reward possibly a wee bit too much? What do we do? Do we take it? Yeah, I guess we can take it, right? We just say we take it on our aggressive strategy. And again, I'm not really worried about, you know, obviously I'm not risking real money. I'm trying to figure out what works best. And we figure out that maybe this is just a bit too large. Or again, we get it on our second structure, i.e. our V reversal here. And this doesn't work as well as in here. Then again, we just add to data of that strategy. So I might put that in as aggressive strategy, see how it works. Darren, can you take a look at USD CAD on daily for long? Yep. Yep. So essentially with USD JPY, I'm looking for it to come up here, give us some accumulation for a breakout to the upside, depending on the fundamentals, obviously. Okay, it will be a quicker stream today, guys. Like I said, I don't know whether you're the same. It just feels a little bit strange right now trading, but let's go into it. So silver asked the Aussie Swiss to the upside. From here, yep, makes sense from here. I wouldn't really consider this key for me personally because we've moved quite extensively through it. However, from this area, ABC, push on. I think it's probably too far gone, but for a breakout retest. But yeah, I don't mind that. Obviously, I like Aussie Swiss to the upside on a daily perspective, silver. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, you can look at ABC, head and shoulders as well, head and shoulders. From here, looks, yep, that's valid. Aussie Swiss to the upside, valid. Aussie Yen, moving averages are good. Aussie Yen, I'm not a big fan of this area. So if we look at Aussie Yen, So I've taken my area from slightly higher than yours, silver. here. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, I mean, from this area, you've got your cup with handle there. I mean, we would like a bit more of a tag up at these areas here, but we have broken through it now. So in terms of context, it's okay. Breakout, retest, movement to the upside. Let's have a look at the daily here. Oh, God. Oh, man. Sorry, guys. Aussie yen. Aussie yen daily. Daily's okay. Yeah, daily's okay. You can see it here. Push up, a little bit consolidation. Decent day yesterday on that rejection. Moving averages are next to price. So in terms of ready to move, yeah, that doesn't look too bad. 4 hour. Put a fib on this from this area. Tag that 61. We're at this area now, so we may get a reaction from it. But if we break through it, break through that 61.8, which for me is a line in the sand. Yeah, I don't think that's too bad, Silver. I don't think that's too bad. What else have we got? One, two, three. Swiss yen. Yeah, see, for me, Silver, I'm not a big fan of this area we've identified here because I really need to see it. If it came up and then did that, then that would be better. It shows me it's a bit more well-respected, but we've just kind of brushed through it here. So I couldn't take this. I would have to take this from here, in which case the pattern is not valid. Does that make sense? So yeah, you can say, well, I'm seeing a V reversal here, but I always like to see a little bit of reactionary around this initial zone rather than just a straight breakthrough. So Swiss yen, for me, not as nice as the other two you've put in. Yeah. Pound New Zealand. Yeah, Pound New Zealand. That looks pretty good. Pound New Zealand. Yeah, that's good actually, Silver. Why did I not put that on my list? Pound New Zealand. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Pull back to the 20. Looking to break through this area. I mean, maybe are we digested enough? Maybe. I don't mind that though. You'd actually want a little bit more accumulation here. Get that 4 hour a little bit more digested before you break through and retest. That's pretty good, Silver. I like that. I'm going to add that to my watch list as well. Pound New Zealand shorts. I like that one. Yeah. Like that one. Pound New Zealand. Here, New Zealand Swiss. Yeah, see, this is a little bit better than your Swiss yen because we have kind of got a tag here. Came back, retested this area before going down. So you're taking this as your basing, ABC, push on. It's not bad as well, Silver. New Zealand Swiss. New Zealand Swiss. Daily's okay. Got confluence here outside bullish engulfer. Fake out. Daily rejection on volume yesterday. Looking less likely from this price action here for continuation down rather than a potential movement to the upside. So, you know, the issue is the 4 hour. The 4 hour is probably not as nice as Aussie yen, but we are breaking through this support area. We still have to be aware that, you know, our trend continuation traders can come in. We are still technically risk off, right? So we're at, you know, we're within this 40-60 box. So I can see your context is okay on the daily. The 4 hour is not as nice. The setup is okay. I mean, this is okay. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Breakout retest. I think Pound New Zealand is nicer. But yeah, that's maybe valid as well. New Zealand Swiss. Yep. Well done. New Zealand yen. So this is the same as Swiss yen. Here, I would want this to have a little bit more a little bit more of respect of that area instead of breaking straight through. So that wouldn't be valid for me, but I can see why you're saying New Zealand yen here. But for me, that's not personally valid. So Pound New Zealand, I definitely like that one. This makes sense to me as well. New Zealand Swiss. this from here makes sense on Aussie Swiss to me. What else do we have? This one I didn't like as much. This one I didn't like as much. Yeah, so there's some good ones in there that I can certainly see why your bias is there. So well done, well done. Darren, can you take a look at USD CAD on the daily for long USD CAD? Yeah, see, I was looking at this for a while, Darren, and the problem I had was it was just getting a little bit too much in here, i.e. we don't want to see the range of this, our secondary structure, beat basically the range of our initial structure. In saying that, do I like it long? From a daily, yeah. I mean, it still doesn't matter if it doesn't fit my plan. Do I like the idea of it long? Yes. I mean, oil is obviously booming right now, right? I think possibly it's come off a little bit, has it? Let's have a quick look at oil. I mean, it touched 100. You're expecting to get sellers around 100 anyway, or potentially profit taking around 100. But oil is strong, and you probably expect it to stay that way. So maybe you're playing two strong currencies. However, we've got a break of this quite significant zone. I mean, we've been in a ranging market for quite some time, right? We've broken through. I don't particularly like this price action retesting it. You know, possibly we need to turn into a complex to make it a little bit healthier for me. Because of what we've got here, here, and here, right? It's quite impulsive to the downside, quite strong, possibly making our V reversal on smaller time frames. But it is a significant zone. So right now, I've not experienced times like this. I don't know whether this matters as much, you know, with what's going on in terms of buying the USD. Again, makes sense. And it is a key level. But I just don't like this particular retest. So it would need to healthy itself up a little bit for me to go long. But I don't mind the idea. Don't mind the idea of USD CAD long. What are you talking about? On daily, I prefer it on the 4 hour. The daily with that bar, I mean, we have closed. We haven't really closed above. We probably looking at, you know, there. I would need a bit more confirmation, Darren, for me, USD CAD long. I like the idea of it. I would just need a wee bit more confirmation. Actually looks better on smaller time frames, right? I mean, we know the USD likes the 50. And that's where we are. So, yeah, I mean, yes and no, Darren, is essentially my answer. I like the bias, but I don't, I mean, it looks a bit better here, but it's still quite, let's say the easiest word is steep. So if this turns into a complex to neaten itself up, then yeah, I would like that long, personally. Does that make sense? Just worry about it turning into a V reversal. Yeah, good stuff. All right, guys. Yeah, I think that'll be it for today. Pound Aussie will be the one I'm looking at, and then this Pound New Zealand as well, actually, which I do like. Yeah, just very strange. Very strange. And hopefully everything bloody settles down soon with what's going on, right? Right, guys, have a great weekend, and I'll see you back on Monday. Remember to trade safe. It is a Friday. It is very, we're kind of in new territory here, so be aware of that. We don't need to go in and, you know, possibly risk too much or overtrade in these environments. Still, you know, we do have to do our job. We know it's probably a bit unethical making money in situations like this, but we have to do our job. So I did take, and again, I did take a little scalp yesterday. Didn't feel right on EU, but I did on this for a 0.5% risk. I actually, you know, I timed it pretty well. Where was I? From this particular candle here, this one on this wedging structure. I sold this candle, took some profits. I think this was for $1,000. Two orders of 500. Took some profits down here and then sold the rest roughly down here. So, you know, from an FTMO perspective, it's obviously quite a good trade for me. Quite a big scalp, and I'm up to 201. But again, doesn't feel quite right. Anyway. All right, guys, have a great weekend, and I'll see you all on Monday. Trade safe. Peace.